How are you guys doing? This is A of the Dawn. Thank you so much. I'm going to switch it up a little bit because the way I was doing those Chiron twin flame readings is for some reason exhausting for me. It's like I think I like more conversational style, like I'm giving a personal reading. I do personal readings, by the way. You can go to my website, aofthedon.com, and contact me with your time and that you would like a reading, and I'll get back to you and let you know if that time slot's available. Okay, so we're going to continue on with Chiron in the 8th house, and I'm going to use some different cards that I've been using for the other readings because I just felt in my soul that this is an aspect, Chiron in the 8th house, that really needs a lot of nurturing and guidance from the angels and your guides, and I feel like a lot of times when it comes to relationships with Scorpio twin flame, the life purpose is also involved. So I'm going to do a little bit of life purpose reading. Again, the concept of this reading is super creative. It's the my philosophy from my observation, what I've seen in reading people's astrological charts, because I do astrology readings as well, is that a lot of times when I see with twin flame relationships, they have the same Chiron, they have the same wounded healer, because you guys have the same purpose, right? A lot of times, and my archetype is here to assist inner child energy. And so a lot of times, high priest, high priestess, spiritual warriors, intuits, witches, warlocks, and children will be led to me. And those are the types of readings I do. Okay, so let's get started. It's completely creative, and I'm following my intuition. So the first impression that I got was to pull from the Higher Love Soul deck, which someone requested that I make a video about how to use these cards because it doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't come with a guidebook, and I will one day. If you watch my channel, I have been like super inconsistent because I've been exercising my own demons, and it's been taking a lot of my energy and free time, and learning how to keep my energy up and give readings and support other people has been challenging for me. It's been a good challenge because I'm learning what works for me, what doesn't, what type of regimen I need to have. And so it's been good. It's been a good couple of months. And now we're getting into the heat of summer. So this reading is for Scorpios people with any Chiron Scorpio aspect. So that could be Chiron with Mars, Chiron with Pluto, Chiron in the 8th house. And I'm going to have this card in the center, and it says, if you can't see, new inspiration. Awesome. I love that. I love that. And I was also guided to my pink quartz crystal. Again, I'm feeling like real. As soon as I pick this up, I feel it in my heart. I feel like there's some situations in your life that are softening you up to prepare you for a new inspiration, a new way of living, a new way of being, new love, and not necessarily on the outside, but also on the outside. Because Scorpios are real connected. There's such a veil. The veil is real thin with Scorpio energy between the physical world and the spiritual world. So oftentimes, your life is going to be like deja vu-ish, dreamy, nightmares and dreams intermingling with the real world. It's kind of like, whoa, especially when you're going through a deep healing process. So I'm really happy to see this new inspiration card. Okay, what's next? So I'm going to use the Animal Totem Tarot next. You guys. And I think I'm going to do the spread in a circle. And I have all these decks over here. New inspiration. So I'm going to start off at the top. So the card that came out is Five of Wands. What's the impression that I'm getting? The first thing that popped into my gut is standing up for yourself. You're moving into a new space that other people aren't used to you being in. Other people may not used to you taking charge of your life, of it, but really moving into this sacred space of actually living your purpose. And that's going to put you in the line of, what do I keep seeing? I see a shaman, like I see a robe, I see you coming into kind of like your initiation and rising to the occasion. And I don't necessarily see you having like petty arguments, but I do see that lower energy from other people will be around, kind of circling like people's flying monkeys, like the Wicked Witch of the West, like the flying monkeys. They may get a beam of your light, your a lighthouse, you know, and the light attracts the other light and darkness. And so I see you having to come to terms with the fact that, you know, with that, you know, that you'll have to deal with that. You have to deal with it. It's a difference of opinions, a difference in ways of living, a difference in dimension, higher thoughts, and you're being called to exercise the demons. And how you do that? How do you do that? Because that's what I've been doing. Okay, whether or not the opposition is real or not is another issue as well, because it just may be like issues from your past and your subconscious mind coming up as you ascend. Other things, the darkness ascends with you, because that is what the spiritual ascension is about. It's about you coming into the light in all aspects of yourself. So you can't have one without the other. As your higher mind ascends and you get deeper understanding and you come into acceptance of who you are, the life that you're leading, your purpose, the people that you're helping that are coming behind you, the world that you're facing out in front of you, all the dimensions up, down, around, inside, you know, unseen, unheard, in your dreams, like all these different dimensions that you are being called to master. The little asuras, the demons, and will come flying out from within. And what do? You greet them and you say, "How may I help you?" You know, you have a conversation. You don't run away, and you don't go back into bad habits that will lead you into another dark night of the soul. If you don't want to go into another dark night of the soul, then you have to keep up your regimen, keep eating healthy. A lot of you are probably vegan, not because you don't like meat and you hate meat, but because you're so sensitive. And again, this matches what I'm saying, the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, you're sensitive as hell right now to everything around you. You're picking up on energies, and you're reading the hell out of everything right now, right? And you can see things coming, and I pulled this for your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind, like, to me, this is saying that your angels, unseen forces, in the subtle world, have your back. On the in your head, what you see from your perspective may be, you know, people viewing you the wrong way because of their point of view, not because of yours. You know, you may feel like you're doing something wrong because of the way people are reacting to your prowess, like your newfound power that's always been there, but now you're turning your awareness towards it because you don't have a choice. You know, new inspiration, a new spirit, you know, a new an awakening of your soul passion, your sacral chakra, your will power, and Scorpio is all about the will. And you know it seems like what hurts you the most is that people would stop you from like living in your highest good. I'm not done with her, the Queen of Cups. And so another thing that came to my mind, like I was just saying, making sure that you get your nourishment. For example, for me, light eating, like watermelon, like today I had watermelon, and you know, last night I had some pizza, and it wasn't so bad. You know, I just ate a little bit I could, and I put the rest in the freezer. But eating really light, exercising, keeping your core strength together. I've been going to the forest a lot, you know, doing stuff like that. Writing in your journal, because you might be isolated. If you're viewing the world in this way, like everybody's kind of like really not on your side right now, because this is a growth spurt you're going through, where you're going from being like a teenagey to an adult that stands up for what you believe in. No more faking, no more hiding. It's like, I'm here, this is who I am, I'm out the closet, you know, this is my purpose, this is what I have to offer the world. And when you go through any type of developmental changes, and that's what ascension is, it's really you going through the developmental stages of spiritual development. I mean, did you guys think, and I ask this a lot, did you think that when you turn 21 that it would be over? It's never over. And that's great, because then we would get super bored in this video game that we're in, right? We're these avatars, and we are trying to be Chupa Koopa. And so you have these guides that are here to help you and assist you. You have your intuition, and the Queen of Cups is really soft, and she's open, and this is really who you are. But this is what people are seeing. It's like, oh, he coming for my throne. I know he ain't trying to do what I'm trying. It's kind of like, girl, nobody's coming for you. I'm actually amassing a material, manifesting, so that I can help you, so I can help the world. You know, you're building a foundation based off of your most gentle spirit, you know, your kindest heart, your softest aspirations. Being a great person, like Scorpio, you are a wonderful person. You are a beautiful, lit human being, very dynamic. And I see the dynamicism between the Five of Wands and the Queen of Cups. It's like that combination there. It's like, it's so you. That's that fire energy mixed with that water energy, you know. Okay, the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands reversed. Past. Future. Okay. So the Knight of Wands reversed. So you are letting go of that underdeveloped, violent type of response to life. And violence to me, because I'm so sensitive, can be looking at me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying overreact, but when you're really sensitive, the violence can be ambient, like indifference. And a lot of times Scorpio can give it as good as it gets. And you're getting rid of that unlovingness inside of you, that way of being that is, it kind of gets in the way of your whole purpose of being here on earth. You can get caught up in situations and relationships that have nothing to do with anything that you're here to accomplish. And it can get super petty because you think people are coming for you. And I feel like the foundation that Scorpio is founded upon, especially maybe Chiron and Scorpio, is real shaky, you know. It's you can't see how you're going to land on your feet, but you got to trust that you always do. Because here we have the Fool in like your near future, like what's coming up. You have a new beginning, but look at it as the energy that came up is saying fresh start. It's not like everything's being torn apart and you're starting all over again. It's not that. It's this new inspiration. This new inspiration that's being grounded and materializing from your good heart and kind nature. All the work that you put in, the healing work, the healing power that you've given to yourself and to other people is going to start paying off. And you're going to be healed. You're going to feel whole. You're going to walk in your walk and talk your talk. Let's get a little bit more in depth. It looks like I'm doing a Celtic cross spread, it turns out. Okay. Alright, because you are unconventional and you don't follow societal rules in your way of being, and the environment is putting pressure on you to evolve. The environment that you're in is actually pushing you to, you know, take that next step in your evolution so that you can live how you actually want to live. And what you're most afraid of is your success. So I have the Hierophant reversed. And then I have the Ten of Wands, which also is the ego death, the ending of, this is like the last of you, the last of the healing that you need to do. You're at the end. You're at the very end. 10 is about completion. You've completed all the work that you need to do, and now it's really time for you to celebrate who you are and what you've accomplished. And unbeknownst to you, the society around you needs you. Your community needs you to be who you are. But you have to decide if you're going to step into that. If you're going to step into your the success of your highest self, of you, and you kind of have a coming out party, or if you're going to, the other choice is to not share and keep it to yourself. Okay, let's see what this angel deck keeps calling out. Let's see what angel card I pulled for you. This reading is a lot better. I like doing it like this a lot more than the other reading. I don't know why. Everybody's just real particular, including me. Chiron in the 8th house, Chiron, Mars, Chiron, Pluto, Chiron, Scorpio. What do the angels, what angel for the 8th house? 'So I have this 72 angel card deck. It's for dream signs and meditations. This deck gives the name and aspects of your guardian angel according to your birthday. And I was using this deck in one of my readings in the past, and I got an interesting response from using this deck. Someone had a very adverse response to it, but I don't use it to conjure up angels. The 72 angels are aspects of God consciousness, and to me, they're not men in white robes. To you, maybe, but I have not experienced that. But I have experienced healing in my consciousness and dreams that gave me clarity from invoking these angels. So, to me, it's 72 angels, 72 angels of God consciousness. And God is, to me, an aspect of nature, a law of nature like gravity. Just like us. And it's all in how you use things. It's not, nothing is evil. Everything's educational. Well, evil does exist, but it's an energy veil, to be healed, to be learned from. Okay. So these two angels fell out. It's angel number 45. It's Shilajit, and angel number 13, Izalel. And angel number 45 is the angel of motivation, rediscovered willpower and concentration, hope, fervor, and enthusiasm. Awakening, motor of the universe that awakens those who are asleep. Restarts what is stuck. Gives back hope to the humiliated and deprived. Makes me want to cry. Confounds the proud and vain. Exalts our consciousness. Return to a balanced vital energy. bearer of health and healing, patron of the four elements, fire, air, water, and earth. Okay? So this is the card. This is what it looks like. You can't read it. It's written in gold leaf. It's angel number 45. And it's a physical, it's the physical angel of November 3rd to November 7th. So it's a Scorpio angel. I'm like, this sounds just like Scorpio. And the name again is Shilajit. And I can feel the energy of this angel the more I talk about it. So you can look it up online. You can look this angel up online. Shilajit. Ajaaya, fidelity, reconciliation, affinity, facilitates learning, good memory, friendship, get-togethers, faithful servant, preparation for meetings, faithful to divine principles, gives life to unity and to union, complementarity and balance of the masculine and feminine, order, harmony. And while I was reading those angels, I felt like that's exactly what we have been discussing in this reading. I feel like Scorpio energy needs a lot of encouragement. There has been a lot to be depressed about in the past, and it seems like a lot of cleanup to do from mistakes in relationships, but nothing has been a mistake. And you might need to, the Two of Swords is telling me that you might need to take a step back still and spend some time alone with your own thoughts so that you can hear the sound of your own voice, get in contact with your inner and your higher self, so that you can make sure that when you step out, you do so in a way that is harmonious to, and complementary to who you are. It's really important. And I understand why you have to do that. Your subconscious mind can be so prevalent that it takes control of the responses from other people. Other people may be responding to things that have nothing to do with them, but for some reason with Scorpio energy, people tend to take things super personal. Like you could walk into a room and be like to yourself and just want to be, and people be like, you didn't speak? And you're like, what did I do? So it's really important, because it seems like there's going to be an actual meeting, like actual groups that you get together with, new people that you meet, like a new wave, maybe people from your soul tribe. And since it's a Two of Swords, it could be an actual partnership, somebody that you're going to meet that brings balance into your life, because you're looking for a balanced way. Your purpose is strong, but you got to have a personal life too. You want to have your relationships and a family, and you also want to live your purpose, which leads me to, and that's something else. I have a Scorpio sun and Uranus, by the way. So I completely understand Scorpio energy, but I feel like even with a Scorpio sun, I feel like other aspects, like Chiron in Scorpio, I feel like that's stronger than the Scorpio sun as far as the actual issues, because your sun sign is the sign that you're growing into. Like I'm learning the ropes of Scorpio. Um, I'm learning to be independent in my willpower. I'm learning to be okay and not be afraid of the darkness. I'm learning this is what, hopefully, I get the lessons this lifetime and I can graduate. You know what I'm saying? But with Chiron and Scorpio, I feel like you're dead in the middle of the storm and you're duking it out, and you probably spend a lot of time in the spiritual world and you're probably a sexual shaman. And I mean, I talk about this in my Chiron Scorpio video. Me personally, I deal with those issues light. You know what I'm saying? Real light. My Chiron is in Taurus in the ninth house. So I'm going to pull life purpose cards for you. And these cards are super light. They're Doreen Virtue cards. And I feel like you need that light energy. Like, I feel like you need softness, comfort in your life. Something you can trust. Energy that you can trust. That's really important, Scorpio, as far as moving forward. So you're looking for something that you can trust, which is why I pulled the Two of Swords for you. And I was kind of, I looked down at the card and I looked up at the camera because I'm like, the outcome is the Two of Swords. But that makes sense because Scorpio energy is super logical. You want to do things in a real logical way. You're like, yes, I'm spiritual. Yes, it's all good. I'm intuitive. It's all good. Yes, I'm moving forward. It's all good. But I need to make sure I can trust myself, my environment, and the choices that I make before I step out into this, you know, where people are like super like mundane. So the first card that popped out was Healer for you. You have a spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. Makes sense. Yes, absolutely. Healer. You're like, duh. Protected. And this is something we were talking about. Protected. You are safe. You are safe and supported while you change your career. So you're moving into a new career. Yes, absolutely. Now this change, it seems like with the high energy, I'm experiencing this. You know, last week I moved into a new office, which I'm in now, where I'm doing my reading. It's super comfortable. I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you angels. Thank you purpose. Thank you fate. I appreciate it. It feels like an inheritance. It just felt like I was supposed to be here. As soon as I walked in, I'm like, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. But before that, I was super busy. I was rocking. I had so much work besides like my day job as a nursing assistant during the weekends. I worked 36 hours on the weekends, just 12-hour shifts, 3 days on the weekends. It's easy. Trust me, it's not as bad as it sounds. It's real like my vibe, chill. They like me just I can show up like this and just put a little sweater on. I can just show up like this. And family's cool, everything's all good, you know. And then during the week I have my healing practice, my clients and stuff. And so I move into this office space before and after, and then I learned Reiki, how to be a Reiki healer. Before I moved into this space, you know, when you get your Reiki attunement, your Reiki master attunes you to the universe. This cleansing, this purification starts, and it's real. Like, I just immediately, after she finished it, I purged a lot of emotion. I was like, crying, and it hasn't stopped, yo. I mean, she told me it's going to take like 3 weeks to complete, but and it's been slow. Like, I had a client yesterday. Like, I just had one. And I need this time. I absolutely need this time. And the next card that came out, to love up on myself. I need this. My heart's changing. My heart's getting softer. I'm purging issues from my family. I'm just letting go a lot, but in a real way, not in like a new age, say your affirmations and just forgive way. It's the physical tension that's being released in my body. stuff trauma that I've been holding on to for a really long time. Trauma that's been stuck in my body, that has gotten into my head and made me say stuff to myself like I'm so stupid. Like, why do I feel that way? Where does that come from? What is the root of that? Where is that being held in my body? That stuff that's been coming out to be purged, healed, seen. And so I've been laying down on my own massage table, doing Reiki on myself. And that may be the space that you need to be in as a preparation. This Two of Swords is you looking out and you're like, okay, I see where I'm going. I see where things are going. But maybe I need to have one foot back so that I can take some time out for me. It says the answer that you're seeking involves going to school. Okay? Like I said before, you may need to brush up, and you might be like this Queen of Cups. You will most likely be naturally guided into your modality of healing. And if you look in your past, I'm sure you already have had experiences as a child. I just thought about the time where I was in the basement of my church when I was like 8 years old. And my first lady, now the church I went to in St. Louis was super charismatic, and the pastor and his first lady, they were so intuitive in healing. They're healers. It's interesting church, interesting people, interesting place for me to be. And I was a little singer. I would sing lead songs and stuff. But anyway, she brought me to the pastor's office, and she told me she had a dream about me in my hands. And she prayed over me, and she asked me to be the lead director of the youth choir because of my hands. She's like, you have healing power in your hands. And I never honestly, I used my hands to like do body technique and touch to soothe people and their emotions when I give them readings, and I do foot reflexology. Everybody tells me my hands are so warm, they're so nice, it feels so good. But it's not until I learned Reiki that I was like, before I even got attuned, my Reiki teacher was like, are you sure you're not already attuned? Because I was practicing on her, and it was fire. It was like fire coming through my hands. So maybe by schooling, it means that, something that you're already gifted at as a healer, you're going to be led in that direction naturally. It's not going to be something that's forced. And I see this guardian angel here as your protector, just kind of carrying you through it, so that you don't have to worry about missing money, time, sleep. If any of you guys are still grappling and feeling, how am I going to spirit world? What are you talking to? Just move into like a pink quartz space where you can just maybe contemplate it for a little bit, because I understand. Sit by a lake, sit with a tree every day for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and just contemplate it. Think about it. Think about the possibilities. All right, the last deck I'm going to use for you guys is the Ask Your Guide deck. The spirit world can't force you to live your purpose, or to do it. You can go in whatever you decide to do. Trust me, it's already written. Either way, you'll be okay. And in whatever medium you go into, you'll still be you. If you're a healer, if you are a bank teller, it'll be healing for people to be in your space. You'll count that money, and that money will be healing. You know what I'm saying? If you're a chef, especially if you're a chef, the food that you make will be healing for people to eat. You know, I'd rather eat a cupcake for someone for someone that's healing than some falafels for someone with an attitude. Okay, it's true. This energy is just potent like that. I used up my little. Energy is real like that. It's like that, and that's the way it is. And if you're in the Atlanta area, this is where I'm not in St. Thomas anymore, guys. I wish I was. Actually, I don't. Let me, because they're still cleaning. That's why I left. I could not live there and not take care of myself. I would have been 10 years a slave. I didn't have any money of my own. I had to leave. Alright. You know, I didn't set my attention in these cards. Let me. Chiron, 8th house. Chiron. Chiron, Scorpio. Now, if the same cards pop out, then it is what it is. Chiron in the 8th house. And my nose is starting to itch. Chiron in the 8th house. Chiron in the 8th house. Chiron, 8th house. Scorpio. Chiron, 8th house. Scorpio. One of the cards is the same. Chiron, 8th house. Scorpio. Chiron in the 8th house. Nevada. Grace. Perfect. Okay. This is beautiful. 35. I want to tell you guys I'm proud of you because I know how hard it is. You guys are amazing. You guys are warriors. My hat goes off to you with Chiron in the 8th house. And being a Scorpio, you handle having that Scorpio energy. I pulled the Grace card because Scorpio people may not believe this or know this, but may not want to admit this, but you guys are fucking Grace Kelly. You guys are Prince and Di. You guys are so graceful, gracious, generous with your energy, your time, your space, even when you're hurting the most. And that, my dear, is the issue. Pull that back. Pull that back so you can have some contemplation time. It's really important. You may be used to being the one that is there consistently because you know what it's like to not have people there for you consistently. Everybody's going to be alright, boo. You need your energy for yourself. You really need to spend this time by yourself. Alright, so the first card that popped out is shame. And this is your divine healer guides, okay? Judgment, severity, self-loathing, and poverty. You're at risk of falling under the spell of self-criticism because of poor choices or learned behavior. We were talking about this, that you may be down on yourself right now. And this is like, I feel like this is energy that's passing. This is energy that's going to move out of the picture real soon. You'll be done with it. You can always, and this is bringing you on the energy of shame. You can always tell when this soul deadening vibration is present because it causes you to unconsciously pull back from others in the loving support of the universe. and become isolated. It's quite possible at this time to believe that the world is against you, making you want to hide, withdraw, or push it away. Nothing could be further from the truth. You are your own worst enemy at this time. But you don't have to be. You can change that. As the universe never stops loving or supporting you. Oh, you are your own worst enemy at this time, as the universe never stops loving or supporting you. So it's saying that a little bit of this is in your head. A little bit of this is in your head, because the other card I pulled is saying that it's not, that part is not completely in your head. Nor have the people around you stopped loving you, even if they've made terrible mistakes. After all, we're all guilty of this at times. Your divine healers surround you, holding you in affection and unconditional love as you struggle to regain your self-esteem. They ask you to remember that being here on earth is like being in the classroom. Yes, it is. I like to say a video game. You're here to progress, and you'll make many mistakes along the way. But you'll always be able to get to the next coin and pop your hand on it and get the next coin. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really make a mistake. You just can't catch them all. You know what I'm saying? That's part of your learning process and necessary for your growth. That part. Alright, let me shut up and just read. Your divine healers ask you to open your heart and forgive your mistakes. There's no mistake too great, nor any error so grave that it can't be forgiven. Pray for them to help you rise above your self-criticism and re-enter the flow of the universe. Make an effort to see yourself with the same love that they see you with. Stop judging yourself, Scorpio. Make amends and apologies where necessary and move on. The message to you is live and learn. Live and learn. And you know what? And for Scorpio, I don't know why, but it's just never that simple. But if you can make it that simple, you can move on a lot faster. You don't have to torture yourself for so long if you just say, live and learn. Say it with me, class. Live and learn. Hell. Live and learn. Fuck it. Live and learn. God damn it. Live and learn. Okay. Bravado. Warrior Guides. Card number 41. Now this card is telling you that even though you don't want to fight and stand up for your space, that you have to. You know, that's part of your soul growth as well. Rebellion and liberation, courage and resistance. Does everything inside of you rebel against authority, making you want to scream, you can't control me? If so, it's true. No one can control you unless you agree to it. The fact that you don't allow others to control you anymore is a sign of progress. It means that you're moving away from a world of dependency and are claiming your personal authority as a self-directed, conscious soul ready to take responsibility for yourself. Challenging the authority figures in your life is a necessary step in your growth. However, you must realize that not everyone or everything in your path is necessarily working against you. Ask your warrior guides for the courage to challenge what oppresses you and for the wisdom to know when to respect authority. That makes sense. Your warrior guides message: stand up for what's important to you and ask for it. However, don't fight for its own sake. Respect the leadership and rights of others as well. And I feel like for you, this is saying that if you feel like you need to stand up for yourself, if you think about something more than once, like maybe I should say something, nah, maybe I shouldn't say nothing. If you're holding things in, you're pushing things down because you're afraid of losing something, someone, situation, rocking the boat, you don't want to argue, because the Two of Swords is also like, you're almost to the point where you just don't want to fight anymore. You're like, I'm not going to say nothing, because if I say something, it's going to be an argument. It's going to be an issue. Every time I want something or need something, it's an issue. My advice to you is to stay in contact with the spiritual world, your guides that are there to help you. If you don't feel comfortable talking to guides, just talk to the source of the universe. I do it all the time. I be like, source, like when I want to be codependent and call an ex that there's no need to make myself feel like complete and total shit by talking to certain people. Then I source, I don't have any self-control, I need your help to shift this energy for me. It does. And I've been doing that a lot lately. I have to. If I want to move on past certain lessons, you know, ask for help. The Holy Spirit, grace, I think this describes you. Most of all, I feel like this describes you. Harmony, beauty, prosperity, and elegance. The Holy Spirit is filling your life with grace and ease. You're aligning with your purpose, and your discipline and focus are paying off. Everything you touch seems to transform into prosperity and beauty. This is more than luck. It's the reflection of the Holy Spirit flowing through you. The more you surrender to this divine energy, the more you'll be gifted with synchronicity and flow. Trust your immediate impulses and act on them without hesitation. The Holy Spirit is helping you make the right choices at the right time. Your greatest challenge is to hold on to this joyous and natural healthy self-esteem and not allow others to throw you into self-doubt. Believe in your dreams, your spirit, and yourself. Pray for the strength to keep your focus clear and your heart open. The Holy Spirit's message, walk in grace, all is well. And the thing that just popped into my mind about other people is that you're so sensitive to other people's energy that just them people being around you who are not in inspired energy can make it seem like, well, they don't want me to succeed. And nobody can really stop you from going within and healing your energy. It's really you, your own self-doubt that's being mirrored back to you through them. Because once you get past that, then people not making the inspired moves that you're making, it won't bother you. You'll be like, live and let live, you know. You'll just be doing your thing and they'll be doing their thing. It's life. But when you're going through a growth spurt and maybe something is new in your development, it can seem like you can hear voices that tell you they hating on me and stuff like that. And they might be, but they can't stop you from healing your own energy. They can't stop you. Nobody can stop you from moving forward if you can get in touch with how to do that without other people being like, hey, good job, buddy. Hey. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, good job, buddy. Good job. Because you got to have somebody that says it, right? We all have to have somebody that on the outside is just like, you are doing a great job. I'm proud of you. And I'm saying that to you. So you guys have a beautiful, prosperous, very good evening, day, morning, brunch, life. Peace. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.